Welcome back to Narcissist Unmasked, where we uncover the reality of narcissism and help you navigate through the challenges of toxic relationships. Today's topic is one that so many of us have experienced or know someone who has: narcissistic relationships, the brutal truth about their toxic cycle. We'll be diving deep into what makes these relationships so draining, why it's hard to break free, and most importantly, how you can recognize the cycle and take back control of your life. Narcissistic relationships are not like healthy relationships, where trust, communication, and respect are the foundation. Instead, they follow a predictable yet insidious cycle, designed to keep the narcissist in control and the partner emotionally confused and dependent. This cycle can be broken down into three main stages: idealization, devaluation, and discard. Let's go over each one in detail. Idealization. This is the love bombing phase. The narcissist showers their partner with praise, affection, gifts, and attention. They seem perfect. They say everything you want to hear and make you feel like you're the most special person in the world. The narcissist hooks you by creating an illusion that they are your soulmate, feeding off your need for connection and validation. In this phase, everything feels perfect, but remember, it's an illusion. Narcissists use this phase to lure you in and make you emotionally dependent on them. Devaluation. Once they feel they have you hooked, the narcissist begins to pull back. This stage is subtle at first, with small criticisms or passive-aggressive comments. They begin to gaslight you, making you doubt your perceptions and even your sanity. Over time, the devaluation intensifies. They may become more controlling, belittling, and distant, leaving you constantly chasing the love they showed in the beginning. This is where the emotional confusion starts. You might start to question yourself, thinking, well, what did I do wrong? But the truth is, it's part of the narcissist's manipulation. They want you off balance and unsure of yourself. Discard. When the narcissist no longer finds you useful, they may discard you. This can be abrupt, leaving you shocked and heartbroken. Sometimes, instead of fully discarding, they switch between devaluation and discard, coming back when it suits them to keep you in their web of control. The discard can also come in the form of the narcissist lining up a new source of supply before they leave. This final phase can feel devastating because it's often the complete opposite of the idealization stage. The person you once knew seems to disappear, and you're left wondering what happened. So, why do narcissists follow this pattern, and why does it repeat? The answer lies in their insatiable need for narcissistic supply. Narcissists need constant admiration, validation, and attention to feel good about themselves. They seek this supply from the people around them, particularly their romantic partners. Once the initial excitement of the relationship fades, the narcissist begins to look for new sources of validation, which is why they start devaluing their current partner. They feed off your emotional reactions, whether it's love, anger, or despair. All of it fuels their ego. It's important to understand that for a narcissist, relationships are transactional. They aren't capable of genuine empathy or connection. They're focused on what they can get from you, not on building a healthy bond. Control and power. The cycle is also a means of maintaining control. By constantly keeping their partner in a state of confusion, the narcissist ensures that their partner remains emotionally dependent on them. When you are left trying to win back their approval or affection, they have full control over the dynamics of the relationship. The narcissist's need for control stems from their deep-seated insecurities. They can't tolerate being vulnerable or out of control, so they manipulate their partners to maintain the upper hand. Repetition of the cycle. Once the narcissist discards a partner or the partner leaves, they often start the cycle over with someone new, or they may come back to you, starting the cycle all over again with promises of change. This cycle isn't accidental, it's intentional. Narcissists need new sources of supply to feed their ego, and they repeat this pattern with every relationship they enter. Now that we've unpacked the narcissistic cycle, let's talk about the brutal impact it has on the victim. Narcissistic relationships don't just break your heart, they break your spirit. Here's how. Emotional manipulation. Victims are left constantly questioning their reality, thanks to gaslighting and manipulation. You may feel like you're walking on eggshells, afraid of triggering another devaluation phase. The constant mind games lead to a deep sense of confusion. You may even start to blame yourself for the problems in the relationship. Loss of self-worth. Narcissists erode their partner's self-esteem by making them feel inadequate or unworthy of love. You may feel like no matter what you do, it's never enough. This is one of the most painful parts of the cycle. Over time, you may lose sight of who you are, your self-confidence slowly chipped away. Isolation. Narcissists often isolate their partners from friends and family, making it harder to seek support or recognize the toxicity of the relationship. If you've found yourself cut off from your support system, that's exactly what the narcissist wants. Isolation keeps you dependent on them. Trauma bonding is a psychological phenomenon where the victim becomes attached to the abuser, despite the harm they're causing. The highs and lows of the relationship create a bond that feels unbreakable. The constant cycle of love bombing and devaluation creates a trauma bond. You may feel addicted to the relationship, hoping the narcissist will go back to the idealization phase. Breaking free from a narcissistic relationship is one of the hardest things you'll ever do, but it's absolutely possible. Here's what you need to do to reclaim your life. Recognize the cycle. The first step is acknowledging that you're in a toxic cycle. Once you can clearly see the pattern of idealization, devaluation, and discard, you'll be able to make more empowered decisions. Awareness is key. Understanding the narcissistic cycle allows you to step back and see the manipulation for what it really is. Rebuild your support system. Reach out to friends, family, or a therapist. Having a strong support system will help you regain clarity and confidence. You don't have to go through this alone. Talk to someone you trust and start reconnecting with the people who care about you. Set boundaries and go no contact. Establish firm boundaries with the narcissist, or if possible, go no contact. Narcissists will try to reel you back in with promises of change, but remember, the cycle will only repeat. Going no contact is often the best way to truly break free. If that's not possible, strict boundaries are essential to protect yourself. Focus on self-healing. Once you're out of the relationship, focus on healing. Therapy, self-care, and reconnecting with your sense of self will help you rebuild your life. Healing from a narcissistic relationship takes time, but you will recover. It's about rediscovering your worth and rebuilding your self-esteem. Narcissistic relationships follow a toxic, damaging cycle that leaves victims emotionally drained and broken. But by recognizing the signs, rebuilding your support system, and taking steps to protect yourself, you can break free. Remember, your worth is not determined by the narcissist's treatment of you. You deserve healthy, respectful relationships built on love, trust, and mutual respect.